Welcome to Kannapolis Middle School.
I'm your child's language arts teacher, Mrs. Fitzpatrick. I'm talking to you today to let you know a little bit about what to expect this year with my class.
I'm going to start off by talking a little bit about what your child will be learning this year in language arts. Our content is basically made up of 4 components: reading, writing, grammar, and vocabulary. For reading, your child will read a novel, many short stories, picture books, and poems together in class. They will also read other books, either in book clubs or as their independent book. We will go to the library at the start of the school year, and from that point forward, I expect your child to always have a book that they are reading independently. Writing. Your child will write on as close to a daily basis as possible. They will have opportunities for free writing, and they will also work on writing many different genres that we study together in class. They will publish their writing through their individual blog on a monthly basis. Grammar instruction will probably be different from what you're used to in the past. As a class, we will study the parts of speech as well as sentence types. However, most of your child's grammar instruction will be done based on what they need to know as we look at their writing through their personal writing conferences. Vocabulary. Developing new vocabulary is key for your child to understand what they are reading as well as making themselves understood in their writing. Therefore, your child will be studying vocabulary all year long. They will have a list of words to focus on each week. The list will be from our class readings or words that they can use in their writing. One of the most important things that your child will need this year is their daybook. This is their notebook and their textbook. They will need this every day of class, starting day 1. They will keep everything in here: their daily writings, vocabulary lists, class notes, reading responses, everything. Please treat this important book with your respect. Do not write on it or tear out pages. Now let's talk about some fun stuff: homework and grades. As far as homework goes, your child will have homework almost every night, Monday through Thursday. If they tell you they don't have homework, check their planner. They probably do. I don't really like to give homework over the weekend. However, if you want to keep them busy, just remind them that they should be reading their independent reading book. Homework will mostly consist of vocabulary practice activities. You can find each week's vocab list on my classroom website, as well as links to other vocabulary websites that would be a good resource for them while they're studying. And I also create online flashcards to help them study. Other homework that they might have would be finishing up things that they didn't have time to complete during class. This would mainly be writing assignments and big class projects. Again, they should always be reading a book on their own, and they will be reporting back to me on our classroom website, FitzFace. They will write a short 50 to 100 word response based on what they've read that week. They'll also include their page number so that I can keep a log of what they've read over the school year. As far as grades go, language arts class is a lot of work. As long as they keep up with the work and turn it in, they will have a good grade though. However, if they don't turn in work to me, I am forced to give them a 0. So as long as they're turning in work, their grade will be fine. Some important things to consider with their grade: every week's homework gets combined into one grade for that week. So usually they'll have 3 to 4 assignments. I combine them all into one 100-point grade for that week. They will get a quiz every week at the beginning of the year, and then usually after Christmas break, that switches to a quiz every 2 weeks. They'll have their reading response every week. Every month they'll be publishing a piece of their writing up on their blog, and I will count a grade that they have published that. We will do quite a bit of work in class, assignments, that they'll work on during class time or with a partner that I'll just collect before they even leave the room and grade it that way. And then projects based on their reading and different topics that we've been learning about in class. One more thing to talk about, and that's our school supplies.
For my class, you'll need a few basic supplies. First of all, you need something to write with every single day. I don't care if you write with a pen, a pencil, whatever. Just please don't come in here not having something to write with. The second thing that you'll need, you've already heard about, and that is the day book. Make sure that you have a composition notebook to use as your day book. We're going to start these probably the first or second day of school, so make sure that you have them. The third thing that's a must-have for this class is either a glue stick or a roll of tape, because we're going to be putting lots of things into our day book, and you'll need a way to secure them in there. Then some other supplies that are maybe a nice to have if you have that extra money. I'm going to ask you to get these few things. I have some of these to provide, so if you can't get these, it's not that much of a problem. The first thing that's a good to have is some note cards, because for vocabulary homework, you'll be making flashcards quite often. So if you like a certain color, or you really like to mix it up and have a different color every week, then you'll want to get your own note cards for flashcards. You may also want to have colored pencils. I think that you already need these for social studies, so just make sure that you have them, definitely, because we will use colored pencils often in language arts as well. You might also want to have some highlighters, because as we're reading, sometimes we'll highlight things, and you might want to highlight different things in your day book as well. So highlighters are also good to have. And the final nice to have item is sticky notes. I use sticky notes all the time. I do have some of these, but last year, at the end of the year, we were running very short on sticky notes. So if you if you have a favorite color, you always want to use a certain color of sticky notes, be sure to bring your own. You'll use these when you're reading a novel to make notes in there. Also, you might want them to mark spots in your day book again. So good to have if you can afford. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I look forward to having your child in my class this school year.